And I feel like, to your point, Bill, the socioeconomic disparities are a lot, and class resentment is a lot and anti-intellectualism and elitism is what is driving many of these anti-establishment, which are Trump voters or
Right.
anti-establishment
Absolutely.
voters.
That's former TV anchor and woman with a rotting apple for a head, Couric, telling perpetual man-child Bill Maher that Trump supporters are driven by anti-intellectualism. Welcome to Nerk News. I'm Nerkish, and it's an election season, so that means the establishment is bringing out all its old puppets to do the same song and dance we know so well. This time, it's millionaire NBC journalist Couric using $5 words and appeals to authority to dismiss half of the country.
So I think that is a huge problem that we have to address. I mean, globalization and, the transition from an industrial to a technological society. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been jealous of what someone else has or resentful. It is such a corroding and bitter, almost bile feeling.
Right.
Yep, that's it, Katie. We're jealous of globalists and their empty materialistic lives of endlessly consuming disposable slop and being controlled by the state. You really nailed it there. People like her will hide behind phrases like anti-intellectualism, but what does that even mean? It's an empty appeal to authority that's telling regular Americans to shut up, stop asking questions, stop thinking for yourselves, trust the experts. The phrase itself doesn't even make any sense. You can intellectualize anything to the point of absurdity. Just look at modern art critics. Heck, look at the things they advocate for and policies they create. They have no moral worldview. And intellectualism without objective morality can lead you down a dark path. Just ask Katie.
I was invited to go to this dinner at Jeffrey Epstein's house, and George Stephanopoulos was going to be there, and it was right before Kate and William got married, and I thought, I better go because it was in honor of Prince Andrew. And I thought, I better schmooze Prince Andrew. If George is, I need to get in there.
Right.
And I didn't know anything about Jeffrey Epstein at the time, and it was super weird. What can I say? And the person I was with said, did you notice how young the girls were who were taking the coats? And I said, I really didn't. But of course, later we found out everything about him.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was invited to it, and I should have done a little more research.
Yeah, that's a nice story. By the way, she visited him in 2011, 3 years after he pleaded guilty to soliciting minors. Mighty weird that a journalist wouldn't be aware of something like that. Sounds a lot like her defense of Matt Lauer. Now, thankfully, we live in a time where legacy media shills like her are becoming irrelevant and subject to pushback on social media, and that's exactly what happened. Here's the New York Post. Critics lambasted the American journalist and presenter on X, calling her comments out of touch. This is what you call projection, blaming the other side for feeling a certain way when it's actually you who feels that way, one user said. Another took a swipe at Couric. It's full of people she's never met and wouldn't lower herself to be around. This is so disgusting and shows how out of touch she is. Make no mistake, this is how the media views Trump supporters, said another. One ex-user said, I've never been a jealous person, and I find many Trump supporters highly educated in vast arenas. I think Couric is a snob and a low IQ commie. She's lived inside her glass bubble so long she's completely out of touch with reality. It just goes on and on like this. A lot of people are calling this Katie's deplorable moment. Here's Tomi Lahren bashing Couric on Fox News.
Couric has been supposedly a journalist for longer than I have been alive. So the fact that she hasn't gotten out of her elite bubble to travel the country and to meet Trump supporters, understand who we are, understand what we care about, and understand our actual intellectualism, to me, that's what's so stunning. Maybe I should be more stunned. Unfortunately, I'm not. But it is quite disgusting that you've got somebody who claims to be a journalist, who claims to be, of course, reporting the truth, seeking the truth and reporting it. And she has a open, maybe, I guess, looks down her nose at half or more of the country. And that, to me, is what is so concerning and disturbing here. And that's why the American public, Trump supporters are losing so much trust in the media, because you have someone like Couric, who I grew up watching, thinking that she was, a trademark of journalism, sitting there saying that about half the country. I would encourage her to get out to middle America, to visit Trump supporters in all corners of this country and understand who we are.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Establishment media needs to learn that no one cares what these ghouls have to say anymore. That era is over. Just send them back to whatever crypt or Ghostbusters containment unit you call them out of, because their careers are dead and their opinions are out of touch and irrelevant. But let me know what you think. Are Trump voters jealous of globalists and driven by anti-intellectualism? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!